GTA Vice City is a game that I absolutely love, and it's probably one of my favorite GTA games that there is. I like these games more than the newer GTA games because I think they take themselves a bit too seriously. Yeah, there are self-funny things in it, I'm not saying that, but this game just isn't that serious at all. For me, the game has aged quite good. Just recently, I just was playing it again. I like to see on my disc. This is my spot right now, and I actually still like the game, and it just still feels good. The vehicle handling in this game is pretty decent. It's not the best, I have to say, but I actually kind of like it a lot. Vehicles just control in a good way, if you ask me. They don't control stiff like GTA 4 as an example. They control good. You can absolutely just drive around with a good way. They handle pretty easy, you can pretty easy dodge things, and honestly that is very important in a game where you're just sort of having a lot of fun as well. Yeah, the game story is pretty serious. The game story is simply about this. You've been in jail before, and you basically get released out of jail. So you have to do one simple drug trade, but that trade was wrong. The cops show up and the whole thing goes down. You need to pay back the sort of force, and to do that you need money, but you don't have the money. So you're going to search around and do missions for people to indeed find the people with sort of gratitude and get the money back to pay your boss back. But there are a lot of complications. I actually like the story and it reminds me a lot of all the movies about, say, the mafia and everything. It really reminds me of that, and honestly, that is really good. This game does such a great job at getting you into the atmosphere that it is. The soundtrack in the game is fucking great. I love every song of it and it sounds just really nice. Visually as well. Like, it's not the most advanced game, but it does really take you into this atmosphere that it has. And that is very important and done very well. The problem in terms of gameplay is some things. Look, animation quality isn't that great. But right, this is a lot older game, so you know, when I'm reviewing these older games, yeah, there are things that just back in the day were not that great. So the animations are not like when you run and when you jump, it doesn't look that great, but it does work very well. And if you buy this game on Steam like I have, the game just works. At least for me it does. It got modern resolution options, and honestly the game looks pretty decent. The view isn't that good, but honestly cars and everything are pretty detailed for that time. The map is big, like you see. First off, they lock you to only one island, but after you get a bit further into the game, they give you much more places to go. They give you all the islands with all the things that are there. So, one major thing that I do not like is the combat in this game. So yeah, melee combat is pretty decent. And yeah, Molotov throwing I don't really like. It's not that accurate, but well, that is pretty understandable. The problem is, with something like my pistol here, I can't zoom in. And when I shoot, you see the bullets are all over the place. It doesn't really go where you point your gun at. It's not one of the worst things, don't get me wrong about that, but it is a thing that can get pretty stupid. So some weapons are not really accurate. But when you get something like an assault rifle or this weapon, you can zoom in, what makes it much more accurate and you can simply blow people's head off. The game's story takes you pretty much straight into the action, what I also like. It doesn't go about stupid things, it immediately basically gives you weapons and a gun to do your missions. This is really nice because it just throws you into the action so quick. I don't need everything explaining me and tons of tutorials. I know how these games work. So it does it pretty good. The thing about this game is just that everything fits so perfectly together. The soundtrack, the visuals and also the story, they fit together. The story is very enjoyable if you ask me, and for me it's one of the best stories in GTA to date. So the game also runs very well, what I think is important about it. This game just works very well. I have almost no issues except with the frame limiter. So when I turn off the frame limiter, my FPS was like 500 or 400, and that is a lot. And it did some works with the physics, so I just, in the video options of my card, I just change it to that my games only run at, that are capped at, basically capped at 60 FPS. So right now it runs at 60 FPS and nothing happens. I can simply complete the game. The only thing that I do not like are the plane controls. They are, or the helicopter controls, I mean, they are absolutely bad. I just think they are bad. I don't know where the controller, because I don't have my controller plugged in, but they don't work with the keyboard that well. You can remap the controls, what is very nice as well. The game also does a pretty decent job of actually simply throwing in a lot of things like collectibles and everything. So you get the main story, what takes a pretty good amount of time to complete, and then you indeed have things like collectibles. The collectibles are not that fun to collect, but they are at some pretty nice places and they are kinda hidden. Then you get things like the stun jumps or some of the extra missions that you have. All these things actually fit pretty good in this game. It's not like they overthrow you in, like, say, Assassin's Creed, where you just get tons of collectibles. The collectibles are pretty darn good, and you can just simply collect them without too many problems. I also don't really think you need a guide to find them, because if you search around you will simply find some of them, but it's always nice in a game to do. For me, I already liked GTA back in the day, but I played it a bit different, and this was with every GTA at that time. For me, it was games where I just started randomly killing people, and I liked collecting the money. I don't know why, but there was something about the glow that money makes, like this, and the sound when you pick it up. I don't know why, but it made me always like to get it. And honestly, it was pretty rewarding. Get money, you can buy new ammo and safe houses, and the ammo was pretty limited. Yeah, I have quite a bit of ammo right now, but I also search around for it. Safe houses are important because you can save at these places. That is really nice because, well, it means that I don't have to travel around the whole city to simply save. In the newer GTA games, this just isn't available. There are some things that I really like, and yes, saving can be a bit of a hassle. Especially in the beginning, when you just have to drive around town to save, because, well, after every mission I just save, because if I die, I reload my checkpoint. It's as simple as that. I complete this game with simply 0 deaths in my stats, but I may have died like 10 times already. Yeah, enemies, sort of, they are not that accurate like you see right here. They are not that smart and they are not accurate at aiming, but the difference is you are also not. If you look at this, I'm just not even hitting them. It's really difficult in this game to actually do it, and you have to sort of test a little bit. This game just is a game where you shoot a lot of bullets and not hitting an enemy. But the enemies do the same thing. They just have so crappy aim, like they haven't even hit me once right now. What is really weird in a way, but that's just how the game goes. Then I like these power-ups. Yeah, it's weird that it's just an RPG in the middle of this place that if you pick it up. It's pretty weird. I agree. But it is cool because one simple thing. All these power-ups like health or 1 star away from the cops, or you know, the drug pill that you get, is fun because it makes exploration pretty important. It's nice to explore and indeed find these missions like a rampage there, or indeed find some ammo and everything. It's fun running around collecting these things. In the newer GTA games there's just nothing like that. But it's pretty stupid if you ask me. Missions like rampages are fun, and they are just little extras, like kill these gang members. Well, like you see, throwing a grenade is pretty damn stupid. I don't like throwing grenades, because we throw it and we jump away, because the radius on these grenades is pretty long, and you can't really, it doesn't really show where you are actually throwing a grenade. But even then, these missions are just fun to do. And that's with this whole game. I think there are some missions that are indeed difficult, but all the missions, even though some of them are pretty difficult, they are still fun to do. What is always an important thing in these games. For me, this game is about fun, but also the story is good. It really mixes it up, a lot of things that I really like. The story is enjoyable to play, and actually I really like a lot of things. There are some moments where you're basically laughing because it has some funny scenes in it. but it also takes itself seriously because the story is pretty serious. It's not a story where I'm going out to say, oh, it's not a serious story. There were so many serious moments in it, but also not. And does it in such a great way, and honestly, I don't think there are many games that actually come close in this way. This game also reminds me of games like Mafia 1 and Mafia 2. They are for me not my favorite games, but these games also have this sort of sense in it. If indeed, well, it's a game with the whole Mafia part in it, and this game does the same thing. And it really works very well. There are just so many things in this game that just make sense, that I always find odd to find something to criticize about it. There are some things that this game just doesn't do that great, it is true. But a lot of things that it doesn't do good just get replaced with things that it does good. Like, I actually do find it that, yeah, like the controls in the helicopter are not that good, and sometimes driving around the world to save your game can be a bit of a pain in the ass. It's as simple as that. That's just how the game does it. And after you play the game more, you indeed get more locations where you can indeed save. This makes saving really a great way, because it just gives you so much ways to play it. So I honestly really recommend this game. I just say that, and I have that with GTA in general. Yeah, this has some bad things in it, but it has aged pretty good, and honestly, the game still holds up to this day. I mean, it's pretty weird when I'm playing some modern games and I'm just getting bored of it, and this game I just complete in almost one setting. I'm not joking, because I like it so much. I found that weird because in this day and age, I just find games, not all of them, but some of them, just to be kinda boring. Where they always do the same thing, they always have the same third person or first person controls, they have the same idea, and the weapons absolutely work the same as well. And this game does a bit of a different job at it. Yeah, there are things that it does, like, yeah, you get your basic arsenal, it's not too special, but even though it's not too special, it is fun using these weapons, and it's actually fun killing people and earning money. It sounds weird, but this game just does such a great job at it. Right now I'm older than I was simply when I played this game the first time, and yeah, I changed a lot in that way. Like, I'm actually doing the missions legitimately. Before, I just always cheated. It was just a thing that we did. We played it with friends, we just cheated, we did all these things. And yeah, I played it on PC back in the day, but I cheated because I also was horrible at it. I could simply not complete these things. And right now, well, I'm going pretty good. I think I've died like 2 times at the moment, and I'm at a pretty good part of the story. So I really recommend GTA Vice City. There are sales where there is a bundle that you can buy with most of the older GTA games. Honestly, I really like these games. And this one does again just a good job at actually being an enjoyable game. The setting and everything works really well, and honestly there's not that many games these days that I say really compare in terms of how good the setting is. That's the thing. The thing what I really like about it is because everything fits together. And that is very important in this game, because if you don't have that, the game is going to be boring, if you ask me. So that is very personal, I have to say that, but it is something that I feel. I like building these things, even setting cars in the garage. And like you see, with all the progress, searching around for secrets and searching around for something like body armor. Yeah, I can buy it, but there's a secret, right? Like I say, they are not that hidden. You probably already know. Like, you see this and you're like, well, it's a bit suspicious, right? Well, that's probably very nice, and I really like this game. So thank you everybody for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it, and I see you next time.